The door closes behind Bobby before he fully understands what he's agreed to. A man he's only met twice slides a phone across the table and tells him to answer when it rings. No explanation, no contract he can read twice. Just a number already saved and a name he's expected to respect. Bobby isn't called anything official yet. Not made, not trusted. He's tested. His first jobs are small: deliveries, messages, watching corners, counting envelopes without asking what's inside. He's paid in cash, $500 here, $1,200 there. But the real payment is access. Someone vouches for him. That matters more than money. Bobby stops asking questions because questions slow him down, and slowing down means someone else gets chosen instead. He doesn't rise by being the best. He rises by being trusted. Level 2, the associate. Now Bobby is given more responsibility. He runs small operations, collections, errands, low-level enforcement. He carries a name, but it still doesn't belong to him. He handles $5,000 to $20,000 movements in a week. Cash flows through his hands, but none of it is his to keep in any visible way. He takes his cut quietly. People start recognizing Bobby, not by name, but by presence. That shift matters. Respect begins to replace instruction. He learns how to read tension in a room. Who speaks first? Who doesn't speak at all? Who is waiting for permission without asking for it? Violence becomes something Bobby doesn't react to. He doesn't enjoy it, but he doesn't hesitate either. Hesitation is noticed, and noticed hesitation becomes a liability. He starts to feel the distance forming between who he was and who he is now. The person who hesitated is still there, but quieter. Level 3, the enforcer. Now people answer to Bobby, not because they have to, but because they understand what happens if they don't. He's responsible for discipline, late payments, broken agreements, internal conflicts. He doesn't make the rules, but he enforces them without deviation. Bobby's presence alone resolves problems. No shouting, no unnecessary force, just certainty. He manages crews, coordinates movement, and reports upward. Information flows through him now. That makes him valuable. He stops seeing situations as right or wrong. He sees outcomes, control, stability, risk. The psychological shift is subtle but permanent. Bobby begins to measure people by utility instead of character. Level 4, the operator. Bobby is trusted with real operations now: logistics, distribution, coordination across multiple crews. He oversees revenue streams that generate 6 figures weekly: 80,000, 120,000. Numbers like that pass through his responsibility without touching his personal life directly. He doesn't act alone anymore. He delegates, he verifies, he adjusts. His decisions now affect others beneath him. Mistakes are no longer personal, they are structural. If something fails, it reflects on Bobby's ability to manage systems. He learns to think in patterns: timing, pressure, flow, where money enters, where it disappears, where it must be protected. At this level, fear is replaced with control. Not the absence of fear, but the management of it. Level 5, the strategist. Bobby is no longer just executing, he's planning, expanding, protecting. He advises on territory, alliances, and conflicts. He understands how different groups interact, where tension builds, where opportunity opens. He sees the structure of the organization as a system rather than a chain. Money, loyalty, information, and influence all move together. His role is to anticipate disruption before it happens. He realizes something uncomfortable. He's become part of the decision-making layer that others depend on, yet he is still accountable upward. Power at this level is partial, influence without final authority. Level 6, the authority. Now decisions come through Bobby that others must follow without question. He oversees multiple operations and coordinates between different branches of the organization. His word carries weight, not absolute, but significant enough to redirect outcomes. Bobby manages conflict between groups, resolves disputes, and ensures continuity. His role is stability. He's responsible for protecting the system from internal collapse. That means eliminating inefficiencies, resolving betrayals, and maintaining balance. At this level, isolation begins. Fewer people speak openly around him. Conversations become filtered. Intent becomes hidden. Trust is no longer personal, it's structural. Bobby understands that authority doesn't reduce pressure, it concentrates it. Everything now depends on his judgment. Level 7, the architect. Bobby isn't reacting anymore, he's designing. He influences how operations are structured, how money flows, how divisions are organized. He thinks in long timelines, years, not days. His focus shifts from immediate outcomes to sustainability. Systems must endure pressure, law enforcement attention, internal disputes, and external threats. He builds layers of distance between leadership and exposure. Compartmentalization becomes essential. No single point of failure. Bobby rarely acts directly now. His role is invisible, but foundational. People below him may never see his name, but they operate within frameworks he helped create. Level 8, the ghost. At the top, there is no recognition, no celebration, no clear title that captures what Bobby is. He is known but never seen directly. His influence exists through layers of separation. Decisions trace back to structures, not individuals.
Bobby lives in constant awareness that visibility is risk, so he minimizes it. Meetings are indirect. Communication is filtered. His presence is implied rather than observed. Power here is not loud. It is quiet, distributed, and deeply embedded. He no longer chases growth. He protects what already exists. Stability becomes the priority over expansion. Isolation becomes complete. Few people can speak to him without intermediaries. Fewer still understand the full scope of what he oversees. He remembers level 1, the uncertainty, the instructions, the need to prove himself. And somewhere in a small room, a phone rings for someone new. A man slides it across the table, tells them to answer when it rings. No explanation, just an opportunity they don't yet understand. They think they're stepping into something temporary, a way to make money, a way to belong. They don't see the structure they're entering. They don't see the levels above them. They don't see the cost of each step forward. But they will.